मास्टर पे वो आएगा, यहाँ पे लेपल आएगा, ठीक है? लगा
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Welcome to Radio Nasha, Anu.
Hi. Thank
Okay,
you.
लेकिन मुझे एक हरकत करनी है आपके साथ. Permission हरकत?
कैसी हरकत?
कैसी हरकत कर दूं?
वाह! मुझे कुछ बोलना थोड़ी पड़ेगा.
हाँ मैं बोलती हूँ.
ये जैकेट बहुत छोटी है.
ओह अनु क्या?
Size is not correct.
अनु क्या आप मेरे साथ Oh my God! Oh! मैं तो गिर गई हूँ. Thank you Anu, thank you so much. You helped us recreate that moment for all of us. Welcome to Radio Nasha. Guys, please give her a big hand. Please have a seat. Okay, Anu, we're very excited to kickstart a series with you at Radio Nasha. It's called Radio Nasha Off Air, guys. So first episode of Radio Nasha Off Air, and you are our first guest.
Wow.
Thank you so much for walking into Radio Nasha.
I always knew I was special.
When you speak of the 90s, I mean, it starts with Aashiqui. It starts, दो चीजें दी हमको 90s ने और आशिकी ने. एक है amazing music और दूसरी है अनु.
Wow.
Anu. So when people talk to you about the 90s, do you look at it fondly or are you tired of answering that question?
You know, actually, honestly speaking, for me, it started in the late 80s.
Correct.
And 90s was just a carryover, you know, and so I don't literally think like 90s was so different.
Yeah.
Because I started modeling in 88, so it was late 80s, and you know, and then as a part of that, 89 we started shooting Aashiqui. So it's, you know, yeah, I never really thought of 90s as the 90s as they become now.
आपको बॉलीवुड से आशिकी हुई थी क्या? क्योंकि आपको तो नहीं करना था. You were too cool. Anu was too cool. Anu was a model. Anu had to be convinced. I have heard a really fun story that महेश जी आप तक आए एक बक्सा लेकर जिसमें बहुत सारे पैसे थे. क्या ये सच है? ये बोलने के लिए कि अनु प्लीज मेरी फिल्म कर लो.
नहीं महेश जी नहीं, ये बक्सा सच है. कई बक्से आए आफ्टर आशिकी, पर महेश जी तो सीधा बस I've written a script, you're doing it. I'm like अच्छा sorry क्या मतलब? नहीं मैं तो पेरिस जा रही हूँ मॉडलिंग करने. You know, I've just come from Paris and I had come here to pack my bags and I'm just going there. अनु पिक्चर कर लो, तुम नहीं करोगी तो कोई नहीं करेगा. And I was like, oh God, what's happening? Script कहाँ है? अच्छा script सुनते हैं. So that's how it started. But yeah, for me, it was completely, it was accidental. Like, you know, a lot of my friends in social work say that you were such a, you know, you're working with the United Nations, you're such a social worker. For you, films is an accident.
Correct.
Stardom was an accident because we could never imagine that you were so committed to working for the people that you would actually go and join the movies. So I said कि यार मैं actor भी हूँ यार, please don't like मतलब disqualify मत करो यार. उससे पहले मैं acting बचपन से कर रही हूँ, तुमको पता है? हाँ नहीं, that's okay. You've done, you know, all the big theaters in Delhi. You were there when you were in college, and you've done all of that. But heart से तुमको दिल से तुमको लोगों के लिए काम करना था. वो तुम्हारा सपना था. तो तुम्हें फिल्मों में कैसे पहुँच गई?
But पहुँच गई क्या पहुँची? Okay, fun question. Great soundtrack. Let's just get into it. Favorite song. अनु अग्रवाल का favorite song कौन सा? आशिकी में से ये मुझे जानना है. हमने आपके लिए बजाया सांसों की जरूरत. I was wondering कि जरूरत है.
अरे बाप रे, सांसों की जरूरत तो मेरा सबसे favorite song है.
Oh, we did it right. Thank you so much.
अच्छा, पर उसका एक reason है.
हाँ.
उसका reason ये है कि मैंने जब meditation शुरू किया just after आशिकी 6 months after that, उसकी meditation की शुरुआत सांसों से होती है. तो वो गाना मेरे दिमाग में, you know, it used to just keep playing in my head. सांसों की ज़रूरत है जैसे, and I'm like, you know, we are not aware of our own breath. So this was creating awareness about the breath. Yeah, so
it's amazing how that segues into who you are as a person today,
right?
Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
And you've been someone who's always worried or told us to worry about holistic wellness.
Right.
और ये आपके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but I want to go back to Aashiqui and ask you, एक ऐसा सीन जो आज तक याद है और क्यों?
एक्सीडेंट हो गया था मेरा आशिकी करते हुए, तो यू नो देयर वाज दिस सीन वेयर आई बीन टेकन टू दिस, आई बीन टेकन अवे फ्रॉम द ऑर्फनेज। तो मेरी शादी कराने मुझे कहीं हिल स्टेशन में लेके गए थे, एंड टॉम हॉल्टर हैड टेकन मी देयर, एंड ही कम्स टू मी एंड ही सेज, आज तुम्हारी लड़का तुम्हें देखने आ रहा है, एंड ही थ्रोज दिस ड्रेस ऑन माई फेस. And I am, you know, I'm in such rage and helplessness and, you know, all these kinds of different emotions because I really don't know what to do. And then I get up and I walk out. And मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या करना है. सामने में देखती हूँ बोतल पड़ी हुई है. तो किसी की, you know, booze bottle was there, खाली. I have to go and, you know, take that bottle and I had to just put it on my wrist. But I was like, got so into the scene that I started walking towards this bottle and I picked up the bottle and smashed it so hard, and I put it on my wrist and my wrist started bleeding.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. तो आपने सिर्फ मतलब पसीना नहीं खून भी दिया है इस फिल्म के लिए.
Exactly. बहुत सारा खून दिया है. And you know, and it was at night and you know there was no doctor available. रात को 11 बजे थे, we were in Kodaikanal.
Oh my God.
So and I bled for 2 hours. You know, so I mean खून literally खून दिया है.
Oh wow, amazing.
You know,
amazing.
प्रेम के लिए, प्यार के लिए आदमी खून दे तो उससे अच्छी बात क्या हो सकती है?
Anu, you're a very attractive woman. Okay.
Am I?
Yeah. Oh my God. Is she not? Oh my God. यहाँ पर हमारी audience भी, भाड़े की जनता भी है हमारी. अच्छा तो as an attractive woman, it's hard to keep away attractions. उस दौर में I want to ask you उस दौर में once आशिकी released कितना मुश्किल था?
Madness.
Oh
God, madness.
बोलो दीदी.
Madness. You know. So I was a paying guest, right? Because I was
Real life में भी.
Yeah, that
यानी
time.
फिल्म में आप हॉस्टल में रह रही
आशिकी में,
थी
हाँ,
और
उसमें
रियल लाइफ में
वही
पेइंग
थी.
गेस्ट थी.
Aashiqui is so like my real life. You know, that character is very, and that's what my told me that he's so. Anyway, and after this, so in this where I used to walk out, I used to go swimming every evening, and I used to take an auto and go swimming to Sea Rock के में एक swimming pool होता था उस समय. So
ऐसे मिक्स स्विमिंग पूल का क्या मतलब है?
नहीं, this is miss. I'm saying that Sea Rock
Sea Rock Hotel.
in
Correct.
Bandra.
Correct.
So I was in Juhu in this paying guest accommodation, and I walked and Aashiqui ke baad, that next day I can never forget. I got up and I just like, you know, aram se took my swimming bag and started like walking, you know, my model walk, which I always do. I don't know how this comes. So started walking. And I came out, there were guys standing on both sides of the street.
Of course.
And they were screaming, Anu, and they had written Anu, Anu, Anu on the walls. Both the walls were filled with Anu, Anu, because Rahul does that in the film. He writes Anu on the wall.
Correct.
And, you know, I just didn't know what to do. So, you know, yeah, so it was madness.
It was madness. It was madness. But at the same time, ये मुझे पता है कि you've always been the sort of girl who's never hidden anything about your life.
Yeah.
ये इसका, did you ever pay a price for being Anu Aggarwal?
Of course. Heavy duty. Yeah. One of the reasons I escaped also, no? Because it was just too difficult to handle.
Yeah.
Being alone. I mean, I didn't have a paraphernalia around me. You know, possibly अगर वो होता तो things might have been different. I didn't have my mother. मम्मी कहाँ है? मम्मी घर में. कहाँ है घर? दिल्ली. नहीं, मम्मी कहाँ है? Set पे मम्मी आती हैं सब लड़कियों की. You know, those days, I mean, all the leading ladies had their mothers with them. So to a certain extent, even today, you have a lot of girls have their mothers or their brothers or somebody, you know, from the family. And so I was like walking alone. So yeah, it was difficult. It was really difficult.
मतलब you're one of those girls जो कैमरे के सामने करती हैं, कैमरे के पीछे करती हैं, वो भी सामने करती हैं. वही मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि
Exactly.
ऐसी औरतें नहीं थी.
Because what is there to hide? If there is something to hide, then I'm not going to do it. As simple as that. It's a principle I've always had in my life. Because कोई अगर आपको छुपा के कुछ काम करना है तो उस काम में कुछ गड़बड़ी है.
होगा. बिल्कुल
right?
बिल्कुल
So I don't want to do गड़बड़ी वाले काम. ये नहीं कि कभी किए नहीं, but but all the same.
बहुत पाप किए हैं हमने. हाँ,
But all the
correct,
same, yeah.
correct.
So I think I kind of live, like, you know, the self-love, the concept that we talk about today, you know, is something that I've always lived.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always been, be you, be me, this is me. You like it, take it. If you don't like it, you don't have to take me. I mean, I didn't come to you.
I love following you on social media.
Yeah.
मेरा एक बहुत ही खास कॉलीग है, इनका नाम है दिव्य सोलगामा. And दिव्य सोलगामा has cherished something and वो आपको कुछ दिखाना चाहते हैं. So दिव्य, let's have it.
Wow.
You remember this, Anu?
Of course I remember. I also remember the dialogue I had with Amitabh Bachchan that day when he came for the shooting.
क्या बोल पहले तो the fact that you are on the Stardust, which is the hottest, you know,
Right.
film magazine,
Right.
on the cover, Amitabh Bachchan के साथ, आपको उस time पर एहसास हो रहा था that this was a big deal? Whoa, whoa.
That is a modeling picture. That is before Aashiqui.
Yes.
So they use that because they, you know, modeling pictures were all around.
Oh my God.
Oh, Acha, listen, I want a copy of this. This is great, fantastic. Yeah, देखी नहीं मैंने इतने दिनों से.
Divya will talk to us in a bit as well. This is so lovely. आपके लिए big deal था बच्चन साहब के साथ cover पे होना?
You know, the thing is कि उस समय इतनी सारी वो चीज़ें मेरे लाइफ में हो रही थी जो सब सारी पता नहीं कौन सी बिगर डील कौन सी थी ये नहीं मुझे समझ में आ रहा था. एंड एट दैट टाइम सबसे पहली बात तो ये है कि मैं मॉडलिंग से फिल्मों में मेरा आना ये काफ़ी अजूबी चीज़ थी क्योंकि उस समय लड़कियां जो मॉडल्स थी वो एक्टिंग भी नहीं आती थी और जो एक्टिंग करती थी वो मॉडलिंग उनको रिजेक्ट करती थी.
हाँ जी.
You know, the advertising agencies. So I was one of the first, and at that time there was nobody else who was there in the ads. With all due respect to Amitabh ji, not even him. So there was nobody. So I didn't really, and I was living in Paris. So for me, it was like this whole thing was a drama, which I was there in, and I would put in my best foot forward, and you know, and life was so challenging because had become a public figure.
Yeah.
तो अकेले मेरा जीवन ना कि मैं अकेले चलना पेड़ों से हक करना जो मैं करती थी. By the way, sorry. You know, and I used to love my independent life. चाहे लोग कुछ भी कहें पर मेरे लिए तो वो लाइफ ही what I wanted. I was living my dream. So this was not like फिल्मों में ठीक है. And then अमिताभ जी की जिस दिन शूटिंग हो रही थी तो वो मैं तो मतलब टाइम पे पहुंची हम लोग मेकअप करके तैयार हो गए नॉर्मल चीज़ तो वो आई नहीं. देन वो वेट हम लोग करते रहे 1 घंटा या 1.5 घंटे बाद आए होंगे. एंड ही एंटर्ड एंड देयर वर लॉट ऑफ अस सिटिंग देयर एंड ही वॉक्ड स्ट्रेट अप टू मी एंड ही सेड सॉरी I couldn't help it. The entire road had your poster saying, "This face can stop a crowd."
Oh my God!
And he said there was so much of crowd that the traffic got jammed, which is why I'm late.
God, wow!
And I just like love the fact that, you know, more than anything else, that he had the decency to come and apologize. For being late.
Of course.
Because I mean,
क्योंकि वो कभी लेट नहीं होते.
हाँ.
इसीलिए.
पता नहीं मैं नहीं होती तो you know, so for me it's a big deal that people on set come on time because I go out of the way to make it on time.
Correct.
You know. So yeah, so we did the shoot and you can see as
Woo! Okay, we're talking about Anu's cultural moments, right? And I have to take you to a cultural moment जो मेरे पता नहीं क्यों मेरी जिंदगी पे बहुत impact कर गया. It was a film called खलनायिका. वो फिल्म मुझे इतनी पसंद आई. I think that was also very bold. Okay,
Right.
for a girl who had just made her debut as one of the biggest romantic leads in Bollywood, to choose a film a couple of years later, जहाँ पर वो out and out, the film's name is खलनायिका. क्यों किया आपने ये फिल्म?
You know something, मैं बताऊंगी क्यों करी और उसके बारे में बताऊंगी क्योंकि हम अमिताभ जी की बात कर रहे थे. तो मुझे उनका एक कमेंट याद आया, तो ये रिलीज़ हुई थी और आई गॉट नॉमिनेटेड फॉर फिल्म फेयर एंड ऑल दैट. तो उसके बाद कोई पार्टी थी तो मैं उसमें थी और ये अमिताभ जी सडनली वॉक्ड अप टू मी एंड ही लुक्ड एट मी एंड ही सेड Aashiqui and then in 3 years Khalnaika, how can an actor do that? And I just looked at him and I thought like, yeah, really I haven't thought about it. I was like, I don't, yeah, but I said thanks for the compliment.
Amazing.
Because it was an amazing compliment coming from an actor who is such a master in his own task himself.
Correct.
तो नहीं, खलनायिका वाज अमेजिंग यार. ऐसा रोल कहाँ आता है, कहाँ, मतलब कि not just that it was a female centric role film, but the fact that she was a psycho. I mean, where do you get to play this, the shade of the black? In characters of girls, they're like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh God, अरे मैं चोट लग गया. Papa, I mean, like, God, those are the kind of roles जो उस समय ऐसे ही roles होते थे, this is the kind of films ऐसी ही बन रही थी, roles females कैसे ही होते थे. And I was, when Khalnaika came, and then also, because see, one of my rules was that script तैयार होनी चाहिए पिक्चर की. तो इसलिए इतने सारे जो फ्लड आया था आफ्टर आशिकी 90% हट गए बिकॉज किसके पास स्क्रिप्ट रेडी नहीं. मैडम आप साइन करेंगी फिर बनेगी, ये सूटकेस पैसे साइन कीजिए, साइनिंग अमाउंट मैडम और मिलेगा साइनिंग अमाउंट नहीं. सो आप तो मेरे डैडी से बड़े हैं, प्लीज मेरे पाँव मत छूइए. अच्छा, like they used to come and touch my feet, madam.
और प्लीज मुझे
I was like, listen, please, जरा आप खड़े हो जाएं, प्लीज, ये नहीं, इंसल्ट मत करिए मुझे. आप मेरे दादाजी के पास के एज के हैं, anyway. So skip का नहीं, अच्छा, bye, दरवाजा बंद. And so that was like 95% of the people got booted out because of the script. They didn't have the script ready. Then. And I wouldn't do it for money. That's not my scene.
I was just gonna say that.
That's not my scene.
Okay, explain this to me. You're a new girl, okay? यहाँ पर ना कोई आगे पीछे ना कोई ऊपर नीचे, right? आज बहुत बात होती है nepotism की. लेकिन back then you were a walking example of someone who had nobody in the industry.
No.
Don't you think you were a bit too gutsy to say कि script कहाँ है?
I am just too gutsy for everything.
I'm too gutsy for my legs. Too gutsy for my legs. Amazing.
Exactly.
Great.
So this, when Sawan Kumar called me, he had the film ready, which was the script. So he said, आप मिलें और आपको मैं दिखाना चाहता हूँ. मैंने script ready, हाँ जी बिल्कुल है. अच्छा ठीक है, तो आप आ जाएं. तो मैं गई और उनके 4 लोग बैठे हुए थे, कुछ assistant and somebody, and he started this Hand That Rocks the Cradle. That was the film, right?
Reference, yeah.
And I saw that entire film and I thought like, wow, what a role! What a role! I mean, this girl, and this is so, because I was so, oh God, this stereotypical stuff that was happening. It was so difficult for me to handle that. I was like, oh God. And when I saw Khalnaika, I was like, wow. And this role, I mean, this was like a protagonist is this mad woman,
Yeah.
And so I said, great. So I said, after the film, he said, अच्छा, सावन कुमार asked me, अच्छा, आपको कैसी लगी? अच्छी लगी. अच्छा, तो ये वो लास्ट सीन है उसमें वो लड़की जो है मर जाती है. तो मैंने कहा, हाँ वो तो था, वो मर जाती है, हाँ ऑब्वियसली. अच्छा, आपको क्या लगता है कि उसको कुछ सिंपैथी दिखा दें, लड़की मरनी नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि हीरोइन कैसे मर जाएगी पिक्चर में. तो आप कुछ दिखा दें कि सिंपैथी है और सिंपैथेटिक कुछ दिखा दें कि उसको रियलाइजेशन हो जाती है कि मैंने गलत काम किया है, लाइक अ गुड गर्ल टिपिकल. आई सेड लिसन, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू चेंज इट, आई सेड आई वाज जस्ट वरीड कि आप इसको बदल देंगे. अगर आप कुछ भी इसमें से बदलेंगे मैं पिक्चर नहीं करूँगी. And then he started clapping. अरे, today's girl. देखो, when he's telling all of this, when he's telling all of this, देखो, ये है आज की लड़की, intelligent. And then he took some names. I don't want to take the top actresses at that time. उनको ये सुनाया था, उन्होंने कहा नहीं जी, sympathy तो होनी चाहिए. नहीं, लोग कहेंगे bad girl, मैंने कहा अरे bad girl, if you can play a bad girl really well, then you're an amazing good actress.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to like glorify myself कि मैं ऐसी लड़की हूँ, मुझे देखो. You know, I'm not that.
Papa.
Yeah, you know, I'm here to act. And I want to do some amazing stuff, and which is something that hasn't changed. That's the way it is today also.
And my God, those accolades. मुझे आज भी याद है. You know, we went to watch it. And I was young at that point, right? Like, लेकिन मेरी मम्मी ने मुझसे कहा था कि ये देखना चाहिए. Because I think that we'd never seen female narratives like that.
Right.
And a couple of years later, of course, Kajol went on and won an award for, you know, best negative kirdar as well. And when I looked at that, I said, you did that for actresses later.
Right.
You know, you normalized it for actors. Not be afraid to look like not pretty or not bad or not goody-goody. And that was amazing. I'm going to move to another great film. Okay, and I'm very excited about this film क्योंकि what Tirida did, और क्योंकि मैं तमिलियन
Oh God, wow, what a film!
1 second,
What a
this
film.
Chandralekha is a very big moment.
Yeah.
ये सिर्फ एक गाना था उस film में.
Yeah.
And again, it's not something that an actor would want to be, you know, part of क्योंकि गाना ही है. But did you know कि ये गाना एक movement हो जाएगा?
हाँ नहीं, because the thing is that see the stereotypical films that were coming, I was like out. मुझे बात ही नहीं करनी है ना सुननी है, आप बाहर चलें. But luckily, like Sawan Kumar thought of this sort of a role for me, and Mani Ratnam thought of, and that role was of an underworld queen. I was like, wow, underworld queen. Acha, you know, what does she do? So she hangs out with the boys. I was like, ah, that's really cool. You know,
I'm on.
I'm on. And then he said that, acha, then suddenly one day he called me and said, we were shooting, and he said, we are doing a song.
Yeah.
And it turned out, he said this, and he started laughing. He was always mischievous with me. The song is after your name, my name. Yeah, Chandralekha. That's the character I was playing.
Yeah.
And the entire song is and then when they explained to me, because it's in Tamil, I couldn't understand, and then they explained to me, it was like, the entire description is of the beauty of the woman. वो उस तरीके से है जैसे कि आप वेदों में और पुराने स्क्रिप्ट्स में पढ़ेंगे कि देवियों की जैसे उनके कान ऐसे थे, उनकी वेस्ट बेल्ट ऐसी थी, उनके टांग ऐसी थी, उनके you know, so the whole song was like the beauty of Chandralekha. And जब हम shooting कर रहे थे तो Casey Sirinam, the guy who was the cameraman, he said, song of a decade.
Yes.
Song of a decade. And it was amazing. It was really, really quite amazing to do that film. But what Mani didn't tell me is that also there's a scene with a cheetah, with a live cheetah. You understand? Script तो दिखा दी पर ये तो दिखाया नहीं आपने मुझे ये scene. So anyhow, yeah, so it was an amazing time. I got to learn so much because...
Hello, if there's cheetah, you're tigress. What's the
Yeah,
problem?
well, in any case. That's why I looked the cheetah in the eye.
Why, yeah.
In the scene, the cheetah comes and the cheetah comes really close and he looks at me. And first I was like, oh God, so bye bye ho gayi aaj to. You know, cheetah aa gaya. He's looking at you. You are gone. You're going to be dead, right? But then I looked the cheetah back in the eye, and this is what Mani would always tell me: you look the cheetah in the eye. You know, you tell other people, the cheetah, she looked cheetah in the eye. You know, so yeah.